Hey there, and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. Remember the days when Jay-Z and Dame Dash were hip-hop's ultimate power duo? Those times are long gone. Jay-Z has finally opened up about why he parted ways with Dame, but Dame has his own version of the story, and it's loaded with some serious dirt on Jay and his new ally, Aaliyah Cohen. But who's telling the truth? Dame Dash isn't just airing grievances, he's coming in hot with a whole arsenal. He's naming names and dropping details, claiming he has receipts to back up his accusations. Jay-Z, on the other hand, has had enough of Dame's mudslinging and is ready to fire back with his own evidence. Jay's narrative paints a picture of business disagreements and personal betrayals that destabilized their partnership. And that's not all. Apparently, the reason Jay-Z cut ties with Dame initially stemmed from some alleged actions Dame took against Aaliyah. Let's rewind to where it all began. Picture this, it's 1995 and Jay-Z is hustling hard, selling albums from his car, knocking on the doors of major labels, and facing constant rejection. That's when he, Dame Dash, and Kareem Biggs Burke decided to take control of their destiny. They launched their own independent label, Roc-A-Fella Records. They quickly secured a distribution deal with Priority Records, and in 1996, Jay released his debut album, Reasonable Doubt. It blew up, and they were on top of the world, making hits and stacking paper. Roc-A-Fella was booming, working with the hottest producers like Swizz Beatz, Timbaland, and Jermaine Dupri. But in 2000, Jay changed things up, bringing in a new lineup of producers, including Kanye West and the Neptunes. Roc-A-Fella was signing new talent left and right, from Cameron to a crew of young Philly rappers who later formed State Property. However, by 2002, rumors of trouble started brewing between Jay and Dame. Was this the end of the legendary duo? Both denied any beef, but insiders claimed Jay was annoyed by Dame's media antics, while Dame felt Jay was becoming distant. Beanie Sigel, one of the original Roc-A-Fella artists, spilled some tea on the situation, suggesting that Dame got a bit too fame-hungry and that if he had stayed in the background, Roc-A-Fella might still be a powerhouse. Fast forward to 2004, and the rumor mill was buzzing with talk of Roc-A-Fella's impending closure. Dame kept shutting down those rumors, declaring Roc-A-Fella for life. Little did he know, Jay had already made his move. He announced he'd be succeeding Aaliyah Cohen as president of Def Jam, and Def Jam would buy the remaining half of Roc-A-Fella. They had sold half to Def Jam in 1997 for $1.5 million, and 7 years later, Def Jam bought the rest for $10 million and appointed Jay as president. Dame and Biggs were so salty that Jay kept the Roc-A-Fella name and used it as leverage to gain full control of Reasonable Doubt. After selling their shares, Dame and Biggs started their own labels, but the drama didn't end there. Every Roc-A-Fella artist had to pick sides. Cameron, for example, quickly sided with Dame's label, the Dame Dash Music Group, and claimed Jay-Z blocked him from taking on the VP role at Roc-A-Fella. Cam even accused Jay of some shady stuff in his song You Gotta Love It. Now, after years of silence, Jay-Z is finally ready to spill his side of the story. Imagine this, Jay-Z, the king of hip-hop, is sitting in his luxurious office, probably sipping on a DUSS. Finally ready to explain why he cut ties with his old partner. We all thought Jay betrayed Dame, right? That's been the word on the street for years. But Jay's about to flip the script on us. He's saying Dame was the one who messed things up with his wild business moves. Apparently, Dame was out here making deals left and right without checking with Jay first. Not cool, Dame, not cool at all. So why has Dame been playing the victim all along? Jay says he tried to make things right. He offered Dame a deal that would have meant giving up everything, and I mean everything: his position as president of Def Jam, all his masters, the entire Roc-A-Fella empire, everything but one thing: his first album, Reasonable Doubt. Jay straight up said, "I was like, let me get Reasonable Doubt, and I'll give up my other masters. I'll give up Roc-A-Fella Records. I'll give up the president and CEO of Def Jam, everything. Just give me my baby to hold on to, so 10 years down the line I can look back and I got something. I'm not out with nothing." But Dame said no. Who turns down a deal like that? Dame, apparently. Jay-Z is finally revealing why he betrayed Dame. He's not just talking about business, he's getting personal too. He says Dame was becoming a real problem with how he was handling things, the way Dame was acting in public, and the stuff he was telling the media. Jay wasn't feeling it. He thought Dame was becoming a liability to their entire operation. But the drama doesn't stop there. Remember when Cameron suddenly became vice president of Roc-A-Fella? Yeah, that wasn't Jay's idea. Dame went ahead and did that without consulting Jay first. Can you imagine how mad Jay must have been? We all know how this story ends. Jay ends up as president and CEO of Def Jam, and Roc-A-Fella gets sold. But Jay's saying it wasn't about the money or the power, he just wanted to make sure he had something to show for all his hard work. In Jay's words, there's only one executive suite at the end of the day, only one person can be on top, and in this case, that person was Jay. You all thought Jay's tea was hot? She's about to turn up the heat even more. Dame's side of the story is even messier. He's not just throwing shade, he's launching an entire forest at Jay and his new buddy, Liar Cohen. So what's Dame saying? Well, he's pointing fingers at Jay and Liar, calling them out for some really shady business moves. He's straight up saying Jay and Liar teamed up to push him out of Roc-A-Fella. But hold up, it gets even wilder. Dame's saying Jay and Liar weren't just after him, they were out here exploiting black artists left and right. According to Dame, these two were all about that divide and conquer life, stirring up beef between black moguls just to make a quick buck. My beef was with Liar because I think he's a fake CEO, and I think he's fronting on my culture, but he can't front on anyone else. And I'm calling him out publicly. And I want him to stop trying to assault my culture. Go make money with someone else. Like, stop having your agenda be hip-hop. Liar Cohen's controversial behavior didn't stop there. In a 2018 interview on The Breakfast Club, Liar admitted to signing artists promoting drug culture despite knowing the harm it caused. When confronted by Charlemagne the God, Liar got arrogant and dismissive, showing just how little he cared about the impact on the community. Maybe one of the biggest artists you ever had a really bad drug problem, DMX. I'm so saddened by syrup, it's the most perilous thing that is confronting our society. Would you sign an artist that would promote that? Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me about talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people. I say for the culture, but you're saying it's smart? Yeah, I have people to feed. I have a business to run. You can bet Dame Dash is going to take this clip and call Liar a culture vulture. Dame's not done yet, he's spilling all kinds of tea about how Roc-A-Fella fell apart. Remember when Jay suddenly became president of Def Jam? Dame's saying that was all part of the plan to take over Roc-A-Fella and leave him in the dust. Now let's talk money, because you know it always comes down to the Benjamins. Dame's saying he hasn't seen a dime from Jay's first album, Reasonable Doubt, in over 10 years. Can you imagine that? That album set Roc-A-Fella up for life, and Dame's not seeing any of that cash. That's got to hurt. But here's the real kicker: Dame thinks all this shows that Jay's always been about the money, not loyalty. He's saying Jay's whole strategy has always been chasing that bag, no matter who he has to step on to get it. So who is this liar Cohen guy anyway? Well, he's like the big boss of the music world. He's been running things behind the scenes for years, making stars and breaking hearts. But Dame Dash has some choice words for Mr. Cohen, and they aren't pretty. Dame's out here calling liar a straight-up culture vulture. I made the term up for him. You know what I mean. Did you hear the thing he said about you on Charlemagne a few years ago? Yeah, I've been punishing him for that. You heard that right. He's saying liar's the type to swoop in, take what he wants from black culture, and leave nothing but crumbs for the real creators. And Dame's saying Jay's in bed with this guy? That's a whole new level of betrayal. So there you have it, folks. Jay and Dame have been playing this chess game for years, and it looks like Jay's finally ready to make his move. But Dame's not going down without a fight. He's got receipts, he's got grudges, and he's got a lot to say. This showdown isn't just about business, it's personal, it's raw, and it's about to get even messier. In this game of hip-hop chess, who's the real king and who's the pawn? We're about to find out.